Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Jesus Christ, aka Sh, out here on YouTube. Please do like, share, and subscribe. You know where the button is,
Yeah, down below, and join the notification gang.
So we're doing a little bit of a collab today with my homegirl.
Hey, it's Elana from E Rykllief.
Please go follow.
Yes,
Do
link
follow.
down below.
There will be. I'll make sure to put one in, even though I forget all the time. Do you know how many times I forget to put things in?
No, but you should. It's a directory down below, or you'll find it in the notification card.
Yeah.
I think it's right about here.
See me, I'm also just learning the ins and outs of this YouTube stuff. But seeing as we are both a bit of beauty bloggers, we do review some products.
Shares more lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm a bit
Yeah.
of a lifestyle, and I do some pet stuff.
Yeah.
I will have a pet update coming in the next little bit, but today, Elana and I are going to be chatting about trans issues.
The trans life.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing some of our experiences and how we experience being trans in a cis heteronormative patriarchal space called Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
AKA Satan's butthole. So,
Yes, definitely.
okay, so Lana and I went to high school together.
Yeah. Which was pretty much okay. It wasn't really that bad. It was also very oppressive.
It was oppressive considering the three people
Yeah.
we know
Yeah. What three people?
killed themselves.
Oh yeah. No, it's just like
It's that bad.
it was a different environment. It was very I don't know,
Oppressive.
psychologically draining.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taxing.
Taxing.
Yeah.
It was very academically inclined, so if you were not academic, I feel like those people were left to the wayside.
Yeah.
And all your other issues were kind of just secondary. So we lived very weird.
Precarious lives.
Yeah. And then we
Yeah.
came to varsity and
Flourished.
I took my journey in second year and I haven't looked back since.
And finding out truths. Yeah. I think it was my second year as well. It was my second
was
year
your
as
second year,
well.
yeah.
I just grew with the information. I grew with the more knowledgeable I became, and you self-realize as you gather more and you experience more. And my second year definitely was an experience.
Yeah.
Because
I think in second year is one of those because you've gone through first year and you kind of realize. You realize things.
You realize that you know nothing, basically. That
Basically.
you haven't found yourself and you haven't really questioned anything in society. So your first year is basically your time to be doing that. So
Now, just on this, I actually have a question for you because I know that a
Okay.
lot of trans YouTubers out there, Blair White, Theron Meyer, I'll link them below.
Steph's and Jadi.
There's a whole conversation around kids who are trans being put on hormone blockers and having to make the decision whether or not to go on hormones.
Okay.
What are your thoughts regarding that issue? Because, they are obviously arguing for the fact that kids shouldn't be allowed to make that decision because they're not, fully cognizant of what's, the changes that are going to happen to their body and how it's going to affect their lives. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I think it's a great medical and social intervention. I think it's a really good idea because yes, it might be deemed unethical because people are saying, children don't have the right to decide for themselves and things like that. But that's all like preconceived notions that we have of infancy and naivety that we associate with being younger. But I think it's not necessarily the case, and children should be afforded this option should they not be inclined to self-identify with the gender that was ascribed to them at birth. And I think it's a great decision.
But what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, because I personally believe that it's okay. Let's put kids on hormone blockers. That's fine. At least remove the dysphoria that comes with having to go through puberty. But actually starting hormone replacement, what are your... I mean, I personally wouldn't...
Yeah.
I would say that it is a big step to make. And I think at the age of 18, when you're old enough and legal, then you should have the choice to start hormones.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that kids should be allowed, at the onset of puberty to take hormones.
But there's two different things now. So we're talking about hormone blockers, which is okay. I think that should be allowed.
That should be allowed
at age 13, because literally at age 13, you know what you're doing. Like, we've been engaging in things at age 13.
I wouldn't say that I have been. Okay, maybe.
Well, I've been experimenting, and we knew of things. Children aren't as naive as we all think they are, so we just need to get that notion out of the way, and then start speaking truthfully about it. With regards to hormone replacement therapy, I think at 18 it's a good age to be decisive about how you would like to represent yourself socially and within your intimate circles. So yeah, 18 is a good age.
And then I think 18 is a great age.
Yeah.
Once you're cognizant of who you are as a person, because you've come to grow, and also just because, like, as we were saying, we came to varsity at 18. We kind of didn't know who we were. We found ourselves in first year. Second year was really a year of exploration in terms of finding out really who we are. Because I think I've always been unhappy and I've always been very uncomfortable. But now then, on that note, with transitioning, I'm socially transitioned. That's fine. I still get misgendered now and then. Don't really give a fuck.
But you're more possible. So when the misgendering occurs, it's out of, I wouldn't say habit, or just a lack of knowing.
Well, I think it's a lack of, like...
Or it might just be a personal thing, because you do get those people out there that just...
that don't want you to live your best life.
Your truth, yeah. And they're such selfish fucking people.
I've actually had a couple of friends misgender me, and this after them being along the journey with me, which is really fucked up. Like, that's so nice. You're literally going to misgender me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the people who misgender you after you've told them that you're trans, and after you've indicated how you would like to be referred to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those people. So usually the reflex that I do is, I blame it on it's reflex. It's but somebody told me that it's ignorance.
It is,
and
ignorance.
It's ignorance. It's very ignorant of the person to misgender you after you've told them. It's like they can't make the necessary cognitive leaps and mental. They can't overcome their mental hurdles in order to socially adapt and aid themselves and their professionalism, and it really actually speaks a lot about themselves and the ability to process and digest information and to accurately apply that information within their lives. So that means you've basically spent 3 or 4 years of paying tuition for jack shit and you can't still function socially, which is quite disappointing.
Worrisome.
It's worrisome and it's disappointing.
But I also think at the end of the day, people have freedom of speech, and I honestly can't be policing you in terms of telling you that you need to be calling me this name or calling me, she, her, it, whatever you want to fucking call me.
Yeah.
That is also your decision. But, like, as a respectful person who is going to respect me, I would appreciate it if you didn't misgender me. Now, it happened a couple of times to me personally. Twice, instances, I know exactly who these people are. I won't name and shame, because I do not want to be fucking sued for slander or defamation of character.
Or have you lose your job because you're just socially ignorant.
I don't have a job.
I know.
You know that I don't have a job for next year. I wasn't offered a position. I'm not being salty. It's just the truth. I mean, have you... Anyways, that will go in the video, by the way.
Yeah, that will not be edited out.
No. Yeah, but I've been misgendered by friends at, like, parties who've just, like, misgendered me. And it's quite weird.
And it's also the fact that you, like, I've experienced this because not necessarily everyone knows. And I live and I fluctuate between sort of my administrative self, the self that I've been assigned and that I go by legally and things like that. I fluctuate between that and what I've socially assigned as my identity. I find that I engage with more problems with the administration side than I do socially, because usually socially people are more acceptable of you when you self-assign, and administratively, it's a lot of bullshit. You've got to prove yourself. People sometimes go by the fact, oh, because you haven't legally transitioned, you have not transitioned, or because you don't necessarily fully transition as a trans person, you're not trans.
Yeah.
So those are also like problems that you encounter, especially when you look at those two dichotomies.
I also, so another question I have for you is, there's this whole idea that once you have fully transitioned, you are no longer transitioning. Do you think that is the case, or are we always transitioning? Because I feel like transitioning is a word that is assigned to someone undergoing gender transition, but at the same time, things are always changing in everyone's lives, so I feel like you're always in a space of transition. So do you think, I mean, once you've like had everything done that you feel is personally correct for you, do you think we're like done transitioning, or like is there a stage in your transition that just like kind of is a halfway mark, or like for you?
I don't know. I don't think I would ever be fully done transitioning because first of all, you never stop taking your hormones unless you'd like to your body to default and then regress and then lose all the progress that you've made, because the hormones do help with maintaining your sense of self and maintaining your way you represent yourself in society. So I would say that you never stop.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Do you think you stop?
I don't think anyone ever stops transitioning.
No.
I think as you grow older, you're always changing, you're maturing, you know more, you're transitioning in a sense. Specifically when it comes to gender transitioning, I do think that once you've reached the point that you would consider yourself to be a fully formed
or fully realized human being
in terms of your own identity, I do think that then your gender transition stops.
Yeah.
For me. So I'm very dysphoric.
Within
yourself. I am very dysphoric, gender dysphoric, and she is not. And this is a question that people are always asking.
It depends on usually the gender dysphoria would depend on how much skin I'm showing and how appealing that skin looks.
So like I don't wear like open things. I always wear pretty long armed things and like.
But she's very exposed, like
right now.
Always. I'm always covered up at the top. I never show anything above the boob area solely because it's private. You don't need to see that.
No, I don't think anyone needs to see that.
No.
But so in terms of like dysphoria, how is dating for you?
I don't know. It's fine. You know, as trans women, we have these fleeting moments of get that editing, girl. Yeah. But as trans women, I feel like our love lives and our relationships are very transient, and they're not. Yeah, they're fleeting. They're not very fixed. Solely because it's smash and like Nash vibes. So.
Yeah, dine and dash.
Yeah,
it's a dime
and
eat
dash.
That booty. 2017.
Yeah, so.
I don't know. I think for me, dating has been very hard. I just posted a video as to why I don't date like a couple of weeks ago. Go and check that out.
But you enjoy being courted.
I do enjoy being courted. I'm usually someone who is very sexual, and that's how things always happen for me. But I posted that video on purpose to trap someone.
And you snatched and grabbed bitch.
I did, but I also wanted him to know like intimate details about why I wouldn't consider dating. And yeah, as
You're
I was
saying,
I posted that video why I don't date as a way to trap someone, and it wasn't that. I just actually wanted him to really understand what was happening in my life, because there was a lot of tension between the two of us. That was very palpable, and I thought that that it was probably something.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to broach the topic, and I'm also very uncomfortable talking about like these things to people, especially once we've like formed an intimate or emotional connection.
So you sought technological help. That's cute.
I did.
Cute.
I took to YouTube, and I think things are going well. We're getting to know one another, and it's cute.
But from what I've gauged, based on your interaction, I think he's very invested. He's kind. He's cute, and that's something you don't find in a lot of men, specifically when they're engaging with trans women. It's usually transactionary. It's usually
fetishizing.
It's objectifying in a sense.
Or it's kind of like a place of shame.
Or very mocking and humiliating.
Yeah.
So those are the usual retorts that men have, and from what I've gauged from Cher's interest and Cher's, can I call him a courtier? What? I don't even know what's the correct.
What do you call it? It's like...
Courtier? No.
No.
Suitor. Suitor, yeah. Cher's suitor. He's bomb. He's got the rationale.
He does. He's smart.
He's smart. He's got the temperament to deal with a trans body. He's got...
A body? You've never dealt with my body.
No, the trans body in general. The trans
the identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. So he's got those. He's got all the necessary social aids.
He ticks the boxes.
Yeah, he ticks the boxes. He's smart. He's kind, respectful.
He's nice. He's different. He's interesting.
He's
tamed. Unusual. Yeah.
Unusual.
I like unusual.
Yeah. He fits the
criteria.
The criterion. Yeah.
Lock it, bucket, cock it.
Which she did.
And men posted.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So was there like a next question?
Yes. Okay, so we've dealt with dating.
Yeah. Which is a precarious minefield for some of us.
Yeah. And campus life. So we have not dealt with this issue yet.
Yeah.
Stellenbosch University, surprisingly, has a whole new system that she knows about where, you know, they kind of ask you who you identify as for legal purposes. And
specifically, if you're a new applicant, there are more identity options now for students to identify as. And specifically when you're 18 and applying, your application is your own. It's not influenced by your parents or anything. It's online, and it's basically creating a safe space for queer bodies to access higher education and also to self-explore.
And there's one person we actually have to thank for this. His name is Bandile, and he was on the SRC when I was part of the Consciousness Committee.
Yeah.
When was that? 2016.
Yeah.
So thanks, Bandile. Big ups to you for making that ish happen.
Yes.
It really, I think, has changed the trajectory of where Stellenbosch is going in terms of being an accepting space. Yes, the spaces in Stellenbosch are not that safe. I actually have a story to tell. I think I did tell the story. No.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the story.
Haven't you?
I don't think I've shared it on my YouTube. But the space in Stellenbosch, really not great. There's a place that we frequent, won't say its name, but it's, if you know that character from, I think it's, she's blue. Jennifer Lawrence played her in X-Men. If you say her name, but you say it faster, that's basically the person we're referring to.
Yeah.
So I used to hang out there quite often. It used to be the hangout, and a couple of the people who were there I was friends with, and we went to, ironically, a trans party.
Yeah.
And basically...
No, pun intended.
Pun intended, yeah. A trans party, and hang out there, you know, people just were very weird. I felt the space was negative. I kind of felt unsafe, and proceeded to go. And also, this stems from my paranoia. But I wasn't. This is what actually resulted in me being so paranoid. Sorry.
What? No, I wanted to say, but what do you think? Was it just the attitude, or did you think it's the larger demographic that made it feel so
I think it was the larger demographic. There obviously was a whole incident of me sitting in the car, and I didn't leave the car because I felt unsafe. I mean, must have been from about like 11 in the evening to about 12 the next day. I sat in the car, felt very unsafe. People were walking by, screaming derogatory shit towards the car, which made me very, very, it fucked me up. It really did fuck me up. So, I mean, I've totally dissociated myself from those types of people. It's made me so paranoid in terms of when I interact with people, when I speak to people, even people I know and trust. I'm
Yeah.
paranoid around them. But God is fair. Alcohol and dag.
They sure do, hey?
They do.
Which we hope for, you know, because all trash needs to be taken out and just be incinerated.
Yeah, I think even if you don't agree with people being trans, just have some fucking common decency and respect
Yeah.
for the other person who wants to just be living their life
Yeah.
without it being hindered by some dumb fuck,
Mm-hmm.
some ignorant cunt. If you do have your own opinions on the matter, maybe go share that in a space where those sentiments are rewarded and not try to screw with other people. That would be nice, maybe.
But you also don't want people to like have, or just to like gain a sense of camaraderie in disenfranchising trans bodies. And do you know what I mean? Like, how fucked up are you if you're going to go to your friends and just trying to slander trans people and perpetuate and sustain an anti-trans society? And do you know what I mean? Like, how messed up are you? Do you not use anything that you have been gaining in your maybe 3-4 year tertiary experience? just do you
Love your work.
do you not feel
Love your
that it is regressive that in what you were doing?
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's so bad.
Like-
I think just be a decent human being and allow people the space to live their own lives and live their own best lives. And if you can do that, then we can all coexist.
Yeah.
We don't have to touch. We don't have to be cohesive. Don't have to walk on the same side
I
of the
don't
road.
even need to speak to you.
We don't need to
Ooh,
speak.
Let's talk about that. When you're a trans body and you're just out, you're walking, you've got your earphones in, you're walking, and then all of a sudden, but I'm so aware, and I think people forget this about queer bodies or anybody that is othered. We are hyper aware of our environment and how people perceive us. So I just be walking with my earphones in. Casually, you're thinking I'm listening to the music, but I'm watching what you're doing around me and how you are acting. And people make these subtle cues. They look, they either gesture to their friends, or they turn the other side, or they look and stare, and then it creates the whole group to look, and then, you know, or they totally divert and cross the street.
Which is actually,
It's obscene.
it's actually fine. Like, fucking cross the street.
You know?
Like, maybe just cross the street. It's
Like,
really
no,
fine.
but how tormented are you that you have to act on your do you know what I mean? The fact that you have to consciously move away from another person who is just different because of how they identify. It's tormenting.
It's tormenting, but it's life. And I think
Well, not for me. I'm personally fine. I get to my destination and I feel okay. And then
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I've achieved walking through this space.
There we
So-
go. And we have done it. We have walked through the space of this YouTube video as well. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
watching this video, for liking, for subscribing,
For sharing.
for sharing. Please do leave a comment below if there's any other collabs you would like us to do, maybe some things you'd like us to chat about,
Yeah.
or even for me individually or for Elana individually. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Bye. Cutesy.
So